Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good now to you. This is Daryl as a service from Regarding 365. I love waking up to some good news and checking my Twitter stream. I saw from Sherman Wu, he had pointed out there's this new message in the message center, which we're always keen to look at, about the guest access for Planner. What does this mean? Currently, we've had people in various different Microsoft Teams where we've invited guests, or maybe we've invited people to be part of an Outlook group, and they've been able to communicate using the conversations area. They've been able to share files. You can do a lot more in the Teams experience than you can in Outlook groups, but one thing that we haven't been able to do is share a plan with a guest. Why is this important? It's because most of the time when you're using a guest team or inviting guests into a team or a group, you are trying to coordinate some kind of tasks, activities, things that you've got to do. This is a common need for any team, for whatever you're doing. So what guests haven't been able to do to this point is be able to access that plan. So someone like me who might own a tenant, and I'm working with a couple of people within our organisation, and I've created this team and I've created a plan. Everyone in my organisation can see that plan, whoever's part of the team rather, or part of that group. But when I invite a guest in, whether it be a contractor or just another external contributor, they can't see that plan. So they can't truly participate in that coordination of those kinds of activities. It has to be done with some external service. So this is what is the big deal about this new announcement, that guests will be able to access a plan. Now, I just wanted to step you through one of the things that I've been working on. I saw it and I thought, great, I've got a need for that already. And what I want to do, let's see if we can just show this. Yeah, okay, so we, regarding 365, we use Microsoft Teams to coordinate communication, our meetings, things that we're working on, getting opinions. You might see some of our teams over here are, the likes of a core team for working on general strategy for how Regarding 365 works. We've got different teams for our shows, so this is relatively new for us because we've only just got our own tenant. Up until now, we'd all been working out of my tenant and across other different things. So thanks to Owen Allen for helping us get off the ground there. So we've got a couple of teams that are related to different shows and things that we're doing, and then there's a general team we've got here for contributors. Now, this is the magical piece that I'm going to be using Planner for our guests. Now, of course, this tenant has a couple of members of the tenant, but everyone else who's a contributor to Regarding 365 is a guest. Now this means that they can come in, they can be part of the conversations, they can work on files together, and we had created a contributors charter as sort of a guideline that we're working on to how you can contribute to Regarding 365 if you're interested in writing or creating videos or being part of webcasts and shows and events. What was missing was, how do we coordinate all these activities? What have we been doing up until now? What were we going to do? And I was about to start creating this crazy looking spreadsheet. You know, the world's most popular project coordination software is not Project, is not Trello or Planner or whatever. It's the good old trusty spreadsheet. But it's just a spreadsheet, right? It's plagued with that challenge of how do we co-author these things? Well, that's it's something that you can do now, but can you trigger off alerts to people that have been assigned tasks? Can you update those tasks? Can you have conversations around the content? Can you attach documents that are related to all this? And this is where things like Planner come in. Now that guests are able to use this, the lights turn on. It's really kind of like one of the main pieces that was missing from a Teams experience. So how are we going to use this as Regarding 365 and contributors? Well, what I have rustled up together already is that within Planner we're going to be using it as our content calendar. Yes, as contributors we are people in our own right. We write our own blog posts, but we aggregate them and sort of cross-post them into Regarding 365. Some of us are creating videos because we're more comfortable with doing that, and it's faster to do, and we can illustrate a lot more in a shorter space of time. And then there's the webcasts and things that we do, like the regular Office 365 Message Center show, the new format of the Regarding 365 debate that we're working on. And we also attend events and try and help cover those events for the event organisers, such as our the amazing amount of fun that we had at Ignite last year. Now, imagine if we had this planner was available to us back at when we all attended Ignite and we were organising all the things we were doing. We could have really coordinated all our activities. Things like, hey, you're going to cover this session, and here's a few things that you need to check and do. Make sure that you've made contact with the speaker so that you can talk to them beforehand. Make sure that you've done your equipment check, and that you've got someone there who can help you as part of the team if that's what you need. So this is how we're going to be using this content calendar, not just for what we do at events, but how do we coordinate and keep this visibility open and together for all the Regarding 365 team of contributors. Blog posts, webcasts and events, videos. So we're going to be using buckets, and we might just try a few things to try and make this fit our needs, but I just see this as a way to look at it and start with that. So as an example, we've got the next debate coming up, which we had our first one, which was about should end users be able to create their Office 365 groups, their own Office 365 groups. And that was a really successful format. It was easy to do because Microsoft lent us their production studio, so we did some amazing quality of video and audio because we had professionals around us. Next time, it's going to be powered by Microsoft Teams, so we're going to try that. We're going to webcast it out. But what do we need to do to organise that activity? Well, we've created a task, or I've created a task this morning, given it a due date, and dropped in some checklist of tasks of what we might need to do, start discussing the topic on social media, and use hashtag Regarding 365. And the topic's going to be, are intranets still relevant? Thank you, Sebastian, for giving us that topic, and you're of course going to be part of that panel. We'll need to do a dry run because this is going to be the first time that we do things within Teams to host this debate. And there's going to be the eventual lag. Even though Teams is a lot better than Skype and a lot better than other platforms that we've tried to use, there's still going to be that audio lag. So we do need a dry run, and then of course there's the live webcast. There might be other tasks that we're going to do, so that's cool. I can attach documents and the like that might be sitting in the files area of the contributors team. I guess one area that I'd like to see is this comments piece be able to fold into Teams. At the moment, it's powered by Outlook groups. So if we as a team start discussing this task, then it's going to end up in Outlook groups. It's not going to be sitting in the Teams area or even in the conversations area. So, that's something that I hope that there'll be that good crossover. But at the start, at least we've got this capability and we can bring in guests. So that's what a task might look like within our content calendar. And there's different ways to view that, of course. You've got, who it's assigned to, progress, etc. For those who are fully fledged tenant members, then they can go over here and they can use their personal view of Planner to see all the tasks that are running across this tenant. So our hope is that eventually we'll have regular contributors will have a full account within here and they can experience the full deal, not just guests. But anyway, what does this look like from within Teams itself? So we see, within Planner itself. This is the teamified version or view of Planner. What does it look like within the Planner website? And let's flick over to that. The good thing about this view here is that you're able to go through and see the schedule view. Now I'm hoping this will be visible to team members as well who are guests. So if we click through to schedule, then we'll go through to somewhere where some other things are happening, so you can start to see here things that we're planning ahead. We're planning that debate to be on the 20th of April. Then I'll be attending the Digital Workplace Conference in the 1st of May, and as we click over to May, we start to see a couple of other tasks that are related to the North American SharePoint Conference, where Alistair Pugin and Daniel Glenn, I believe, are attending. I'm not sure if there's anyone else from our team that are going, maybe Liz, maybe Sarah, not sure, we've got to check in. But you see, this view is going to be really useful too. as guests, they'll be able to click through, I hope, and check out the schedule view of when things are due, and have a look at that sort of thing. Right, so if we expand that there, can we... Alright, so if you're waiting out unscheduled tasks, it's a good way to plan out and start to think, okay, here's a task, it hasn't been scheduled to anyone, when is it happening, let's drop it on the calendar. Charts, of course, as well, where you've got that view of how are people being utilised in the team. So this now will relate to guests. As you can see, all these people are guests here. Now, at the moment, they don't see this, but as this is rolling out to first release, or rather targeted release tenants, then guests will soon be able to see that. So you can see there's a few tasks there that are assigned to Alistair, 2 to Daniel, 1 to myself, and Tracy there too. So as we get this all ramped up and we explore how we can use this as guests, then it's just going to be awesome. It's the missing piece. It actually helps us to coordinate our activities as regarding 365. Man, I mean, I'm just so excited about this, because if you look at how this is all coming together with Teams, it means that, imagine this scenario, and this is what we wanted to use back in Ignite, was we go and we coordinate all our tasks and our activities, but not only that, we can go back to our conversations area and we can have that discussion, and we can actually create a Teams call and say, hey everyone, I'm trying to gather some people together to help me out here with covering this part of the event. Can I have someone come and help me out? Lorian was really thoughtful last year too. He said, sometimes we're not going to be involved in speaking or going to any of the sessions or whatever, but maybe we'd want to push out a notice or a message to say, kind of busy, can someone help me out and grab some lunch, because I won't be able to grab it while it's available. So little thoughtful things like that to coordinate as a team to get things all gelled together. So we've got guest access to Planner. We can coordinate all those tasks ahead of time. We can plan it and really launch and execute on those tasks. And we've got this great conversation area to be able to discuss things. We've got our files. We've got all sorts of other things that guests can do. Can only get better from here, right? So what I'm hoping, if I just kind of recap back to that view of the task itself, at the moment when we're discussing tasks, we have down here we can add comments to a task. I'm hoping this area will be something that we can choose what experience we use for this. Can it please be able to fold into Teams so we can discuss a task and go here, and whatever we're adding here all just becomes part of that Teams experience and isn't just an email experience at this stage. Really looking forward to that. So that was a quick cap of how we think, or I'm envisaging we might use Planner for our guests in our team. Pretty excited about it. Let me know what you think in the comments below to say how you might be using Planner for your guests. And we're really interested in telling your stories too. So if you're quite keen to jump on and have a 5 or 10 minute call, and you're happy for me to record that, or we go live, we're all about telling stories and making it real for people, for IT pros, for end users, for organizations, about how this technology is being used. So reach out, DM us at Regarding 365 on Twitter. Reach out in the comments, jump on our Facebook page, read our stories. Yeah, you know where to find us, at Regarding 365. Catch you later.